On Yard Vibes, it goes by the name of the superstar Roberto. We needed some jingles here. We needed some.
If anything, we needed sounds from the ATM. Money just flowing.
Yeah.
Money everywhere.
Yeah. Someone is rebranding.
Really?
The hairstyle.
Oh.
The outfit.
Yeah.
Looking like a superstar.
Oh, you know,
Let's start it from there before I officially welcome you. I always want to get to find out. I don't know if you are the type of an artist who what you wear is what describes your mood.
kind of like it's almost like that. But also I've been I would say a fashion freak for a while, you know. And back in the days when I was young, you remember the shit in the shirts you make to my diamond shapes and shine, that sort of thing. We used to do that a lot, and so fashion for me has been something that I've admired and adored. And so I have my own stylist, and he's pretty much the guy that makes all this stuff. So yeah, we just sit down and come up with ideas of what type of outfit we want, the colors and that sort of thing. So his name is Melvis from BS Creatives. So we started working together off the Poverty video. So he dressed myself, Dismo, Tiger Tonka, and pretty much all these other videos. He's the guy that's been behind a lot of the outfits. So yeah.
How about the hair?
The hair. So the thing is, the first time I actually dyed my hair was for the Poverty video. Yeah. And so I've been experimenting with my hair a little bit. I braided. Others said, no, keep dreads. I was like, no, I can't do dreads. And so I just thought, okay, let me do something different. And decided to dye it blonde. At some point, I dyed it pink just to try out stuff, I'm in my experimenting mode right now. Don't be surprised if you see green hair.
So you're not the type of person that when people say, don't judge me on how I look, how I dress, because you're an artist?
No. Yeah. And I was actually talking about this yesterday, that, you know, sometimes people look down on someone because you are an artist or a DJ and that sort of thing. And I was asking a friend to say, okay, let's just quantify. Okay, let's say an artist makes, just as an example, right? An artist makes 25,000 kwacha every weekend. There are people that work from the 1st of the month to the 30th to make 10,000 kwacha. But you find that someone who wants to respect the person who's got a white collar job and is getting 10,000 and say, no, but he's just an artist. Meanwhile, they're making 25. Why should we judge someone based on their career prospect? I would want to say it's better to respect everybody regardless of what they do, because everybody is just hustling, working their way to feed their family and take care of themselves as well. So I don't think it would be right for anyone to point the finger and say, I know because you're an artist, you know, this and that, or you dress like an artist. Let people dress the way they feel like they want to dress. Let them look the way they want to look, because it's really about personality and how you want portray yourself.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you just brought us a brand new song, Dear Phone. I remember when we had a conversation on radio. Already it's getting good feedback.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Great feedback. Seems like people are relating to the song.
Yeah.
So like I always want to find out basically when you decided to drop this song, when you had another song that has been getting amazing feedback, and you just dropped a remix song. Again, you drop another song.
Correct.
How is that one working for you?
I think it's consistency that is important. You know, the consistency has to be there. I don't really remember the last time I released songs this close to each other. Yeah, and I don't think it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea if the song that you release next is not appealing. But when you know that this is an amazing song, you really just keep the flow going. You know, it's like in a game. You know, if you have teammates that are connecting, they're understanding each other, and they're playing in a manner that it's helping the team win, you let them play like that. You don't disrupt the flow of that play. And for me, I feel like right now, it's an amazing time for me and for Roberto, because we've had like a success song, and now we have this, and we also have some more songs that we believe are equally good. So why should we, you know, starve the people and only give them a song after 6 months? I think it's important to really just stay up to speed and up to date and just let people enjoy the music.
This brand new song, it was not part of your album, Born to Win?
No.
How's that one
Even
working?
Bestie was not like on the album.
Yeah. So
not even poverty.
So how is that one working? Don't you feel like it's gonna overshadow because we're not yet tired listening to the album?
True,
Yeah.
true. I think I can safely say there's a strategy behind everything. Let me not share much, but there's a strategy and a plan that we have behind the scenes, and eventually, I know you're a smart guy. When you start seeing certain things, you'll be like, oh, okay, I get it.
I might understand, but the viewers won't understand. you're leaving some things somewhere.
Bro.
Yeah.
The thing is, music is like a game of chess. You need to know how to play each move. You know what I mean? Like you need to be very strategic, and I've just told myself it's important for me to enjoy creating music and being in the space that I'm in right now. I don't think I've ever felt this comfortable to sing about anything in my life the way it is now. You get it? So if you look at the majority of the songs that we've released, each one is talking about something totally different, but you can relate. It's almost like you see it, but you don't think you can sing it. And that's where I am.
Can you finally say Born to Win for you as Roberto was a success?
It was a great success for me. And I'll tell you why I'm saying that. It was a great success for me because it was a great eye-opener. It was an amazing eye-opener for me to see so much that was happening in the industry and just around me. And if anything, if it was not for Born to Win, I don't think I would even be able to write the music that I'm writing now. Because what I did was that with Born to Win, I decided to really just let my guard down a little bit, talk about certain personal matters that I don't think anybody ever thought I would talk about.
The intro, very deep.
Exactly. So you see, the thing is, you cannot say it's not a success, and then you have all this happening. There has to be something that triggers something. You know what I mean? And so for me, that's why I'm saying it was a huge success because it was a great eye opener and an opportunity for me to be who I want to be. Like it's almost like it's freedom now. Like I can freely do certain things, say certain things. And if it wasn't for that album, I don't think I would be, in this space.
Is it right to measure a good album off streams, the numbers?
Well, numbers are very important. Yeah, numbers are very important. Extremely important. Nowadays, if you want to collaborate with other artists, people want to see the numbers. And the good thing about numbers is that just as an example of the Amarula album, if you just go and check, even just like on Spotify, check the songs that have got the highest numbers. There's Amarula, of course, which tops the list, and there's another song that you guys hardly even pay attention to, but it's really big in other countries, very big. So the numbers game are very important, but also here in Zambia, at times we try to look down on certain projects because this album did ABCD. Okay, so let's say an album comes out now and it does 10 million streams. How many of those songs would you say you relate and vibe? Like years later, you can still vibe to? How many? So what's important? Is it just the numbers or is the content? So at times we play with numbers because we want to market ourselves, position ourselves a certain type of way, but we forget that the content is also very important. One of the reasons why you go back and listen to certain songs is because of the connection you have with the song and the story in that song, not the numbers. You get my point? So right now, if we said, okay, which album in 2014 had the most numbers? You probably don't remember. But if I start mentioning songs that were released in 2014, you might remember. So that's the thing. So, but I understand. I mean, it's in an industry. Sometimes we want to focus on the numbers than the content, but also it's very important for us to ensure that the numbers are playing a vital role in our careers because that's what gets us certain places and certain deals. Yeah.
I remember when the conversation again on radio, we spoke about how you have been an example to so many people when they're having conversations and when they want to give an example saying, in Zambia, we also have Roberto.
Yep.
In Zambia, we have Roberto. There's this song, there's always this conversation, and people are always going to mention you saying Roberto. And for so many years we've been in the industry, everybody's saying Roberto Amarola, Roberto this and that and that. At what point does it put you at every time you feel like, things are not moving, but you have a lot of people that believe in your music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it kind of like positions me as a person of leadership quality, um, inspiration, a trendsetter, because sometimes it's very difficult for people to branch out from the norm and do something different. So, what I mean is, the time that I personally said, okay, I don't want anyone uploading my music on any other website, because at some point we had what's it called again, Indimba,
Zambian music blog.
And we cannot take away what these guys did for the Zambian music industry. They played a huge, significant role in promoting Zambian music. For you to be on these platforms meant people get to know more about you, right? But then I also came to realize that in as much as we are getting the visibility and the attention, are we making money? And I remember, what website is that? They came through, what's it called again? They're selling a lot of Zambian music. I've forgotten the name. One of the first ones. I remember, I think even Sean K-Star had started one that I think a lot of us kind of like tried to support, because we understood that we need to be able to sell content. So when I personally made the decision that I'm not going to send my music to any of the bloggers, and I asked the bloggers not to upload my music, is because I wanted to start making money off that music. But of course, when you make such a decision, people look at you a certain type of way. I was called all sorts of names. Oh, he's become big-headed, or he's feeling himself now, ABCD. But the truth of the matter is, sometimes you need to be the one that steps out of that arena to show others that you can actually do something with what you have. And that was 2015, because that was the time when Amarula came out, when I decided to make that decision. And now this is 2025, 10 years later. You tell me, how many artists now are telling you about Spotify, Apple Music, Boomplay? How many?
Almost everyone.
Thank you. Same year, I said, okay, I don't want anyone uploading my videos on their YouTube channel, because I noticed I was having 3,000 views for my own video, and then another platform will have 50,000 views. So when I'm sharing my link with other artists that want to work with me, my views seemed so low, and I had to now start using another person's YouTube account to send links to my own videos. So I decided, no, I want my videos on my platforms. Again, well, Roberto, now this time around, I think this time around he's just become way too big-headed. But today we're celebrating a lot of artists that will tell you, oh, now I've hit 1 million views, 500,000. There are others that are even celebrating 50,000. Let's not look down on people that are even getting 20,000 views. It's a huge achievement, very big achievement. But sometimes we want to look down on certain people. My point is, I'm happy that we created this aura where people now get to appreciate their content. They're able to sell their content and make money off their content. And it's important for us to champion such causes, because it's helping the industry grow. And I'm really happy to see Zambian music industry grow. Yeah.
What is your energy like this year? I know this conversation right now is happening. We're in the month of June. What is like your vibe, the mood, the energy? What type of Roberto are we expecting?
A hungry one. Not angry, but hungry.
Chizungu.
I'll just say, like, I'm just in a space where I'm comfortable. I'm happy with what I'm working on. I have amazing people that are with me, and people that believe in what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So to be able to create all this music and still get all this love and appreciation is truly amazing, because I'm coming from a generation that really started to pop off 12 years ago or 13 years ago, and 13 years later I was still here. I am collaborating with artists that were probably in primary school or just when I started my music career. Others, I met someone in Kenya last time, and I said, he's a new artist, and asked him, said, where were you in 2015? And he says, oh, still very young. And I was like, that's when I released Amarola. But today, Amarola is one of his favorite songs. So it shows you that music will bridge gaps and age gaps, so long as it's great, amazing music. So for me, where I am right now, I'm more of just like, let me just enjoy my music. Let me compete with my catalog. Let me just do the best that I can. Let me give people more reason to want to appreciate and love Roberto.
Speaking about something that you brought on the table, also you were talking about things that you said, and people were saying, "No, Roberto, I was in there. I come, no, don't upload music. I'm just going to be uploading all my stuff." Now we're talking about issues to do with copyright. I want to get your thoughts. Ngani ya copyright, ngani ya kusebenzisa mazina yabenango but unashite register. For you, as someone who has traveled, moved from different countries, like you have had countless conversation with other artists, is it something that you feel like you saw it coming, and you feel like a lot of artists need to take very serious?
Well, there are a lot of companies, a lot of songs, a lot of artists. There are a lot of these songs. If you go to Zamcops right now and ask them to say a majority of these songs we're dancing to registered with Zamcops, they'll probably tell you no, they're not. There are a lot of artists that don't even know that they need to register their songs before they release them. They don't know. Did you know that?
I've known it for a while now, but I didn't know that it's a serious
Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. Yeah, you're supposed to register your music before you release it. So Zamcops will then give your
So Dearphone is registered?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So I register my music before I even release the music. And it's important to do that because then I pair my what they call ISRC number, your UPC, and that sort of thing. I pair that with every platform where I release. So from your AudioMark and all this stuff. So it's important for artists to know that you need to register your works. We might not really know this, but I don't know if you remember or you know an artist called Kiss Daniel.
Yes.
So Kiss Daniel had signed an
Kiss?
he was Kiss Daniel. He registered. He kind of like signed on to a certain record label. And sometimes we don't read, these things. But the record label actually owned the name Kiss Daniel. But his real name is Daniel. So when they had a fallout, he had to change from Kiss because the record label owned the name Kiss Daniel. And he had to change to Kiss Daniel, the KIZZ. But they couldn't, there's nothing that they could do with the Daniel because that's his real name. So coming to copywriting names and all that sort of thing, I think it's important for us to have all these workshops where we can mentor and educate each other on the importance of matters of that nature, because we're now thick into the digital space. Everything we're doing is digitally inclined. The music is on digital platforms. Everything we're doing pretty much is even your phone right now. Everything is right there on a digital device. So when it comes to name, maybe this is the right opportunity for us to take things seriously like that. Registering our songs, like I mentioned, register your music before you release it. It's important because if I register my song today, I release it, and then 4 days later it becomes a big song, and then PMC comes and says, no, Roberto stole my song. I could sue you because then I registered it. If it's registered under my name and you claim it's your song, you need to prove that Dear Phone actually is your song. And if it so happens that at Zamcops, there's a song registered, Dear Phone, and it sounds exactly the same lyrics, then you can claim it that it's your song. But if I release my song, I've registered it, and everything is in place at Zamcops, and then you as PMC shows up a few days later, no, Roberto stole my song, which is something that we've seen happen quite often. I, as Roberto, can actually take you on and say, I want you to prove that this actually is your song. And if it is found that, of course, what you're saying is not true, I could sue you because that's not your song. So all these are things that, as artists, we need to educate each other. The importance of registering your songs, importance of registering your name. Yeah.
Is Superstar registered?
You never know.
You never know. Anyways,
right.
Your people are watching right now on Prime TV on Yatu Vibes. Maybe anything else that you wanted to talk about in regards with your music?
Well, my music is here to stay. And why I'm saying this is because I want to create music that will last a very long time. And that's the reason why even just the stories in my music, they're meant to uplift as well as help people relate with certain situations. And I want it to be like that for a very long time because we're not promised tomorrow, and times will come, or a time will come when I'll say, okay, guys, that's it. I've retired. I'm calling it a day. Please, what you now have is the music that I left you with. And when that time comes, I really just want people to appreciate everything that I've put together. and putting out. So I still believe we have quite a lot of music that's still coming on the way. So yeah. Hold on tightly.
Yeah.
Superstar is coming with some more music.
Yeah. All right. So let's check out the song again for the second time, all the way from the superstar Roberto, his brand new song, Dear Phone. But before I can let you go, you mentioned also when are we expecting the visual for Casanova?
Oh,
I almost forgot about that.
Yeah, man. So yeah, there's a song with Zambian. Zambian is an amazing artist. I really couldn't wait to actually work with her. You know, when I checked her out with the song she did with Triple M, I was like, whoa. Then there's another one, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
She's really good. And so there's a song we've done together called Casanova. And yeah, it's one of the songs that we are planning on shooting visuals for. We were supposed to have shot the video, I think, like 2-3 months ago. And then we changed and decided to shoot another song. So that's one of the songs that we definitely are going to release as a single in the year 2025.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing. Let's go check out the song right now, again, all the way from superstar Roberto, Dear Phone. There's something that you mentioned on radio.
That is going to be number one soon.
Yeah, no. We're seeing if that's going to happen. But what I want to find out is there's something that you mentioned on radio when you explained the message behind this song. Please, can you explain? I don't want people to misunderstand the message. Dear Phone, what's the story? There's something that you mentioned.
So Dear Phone is like a conversation between myself and my phone.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to the phone and saying, "Wanile terera," you know, like I trusted you to keep my secrets and hold everything. And then now someone has seen what I was trying to keep away from them. And so it's a conversation between a person and their phone. And the second verse, I really wanted to talk about people that have lied on other people's behalf. Like, have you ever lied on someone's behalf? You know? So let's say maybe you've got a friend and his girlfriend calls and says, is he with you? And you say, yes, he's with me. Meanwhile, you know he's with somebody else, you know? And people have lied on other people's behalf on several occasions. We've been caught in really awkward positions because of our phone. Sometimes maybe you helped a workmate here, you know, maybe just change a tire and it was late in the night, and the following day she just says, thank you for last night. If your partner sees that message, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Wait, this person came late, and someone sends a message and says, no, thank you for last night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes people will misinterpret certain messages, but the phone just shows it the way it is. So yeah, that's why I thought, let me talk about all these matters and put it in a song so that you can relate just like someone else relate.
Nice.